Hari Om friends, welcome once again to Sanatan Duniya, your spiritual home. In this video, I shall be giving my commentary on the second sloka of Dakshinamurthy Stotram. Dakshinamurthy Stotram is a composition and spiritual work of wisdom by Adi Shankaracharya, who is one of the greatest masters of Sanatan Dharma and mainly as far as Advaita Vedanta is concerned. For those of you who have not yet listened to my commentaries on the 5 introductory prayers of this Dakshinamurthy Stotram and the first sloka of this work, I suggest you listen to them before continuing with this video. I have provided the link of those two videos in the description below, and it is also available in the video section of my channel and also in the playlist section of this channel in the playlist titled Adi Shankaracharya's Works of Vedantic Wisdom. Before I go ahead and give my commentary on the second sloka of Dakshinamurthy Stotram, I have a small request to make. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, then I suggest you do so that you may be updated about forthcoming videos uploaded to this channel. So let's move on. The second sloka of the Dakshinamurthy Stotram is as follows. He who, like a juggler or a great yogi, unrolls this universe just out of his own free will, the universe which before creation remained unmanifest like the future tree in a seed, and later on he has projected himself out to be the world of endless variety due to the delusory play of time and space, both the products of Maya. To him, the divine teacher Sri Dakshinamurthy, is this prostration. The commentary of this sloka is as follows. This entire creation has arisen out of Brahman, the infinite consciousness. This Brahman or infinite consciousness is unmanifest, nameless, formless, attributeless, changeless, and the basis and substratum of all the names and forms of the creation. We as souls are not just part of Brahman, the absolute truth, but we are Brahman itself, the infinite consciousness. However, as I said in the previous video, 99.9999% of the world's human population are ignorant, conditioned souls. At any given point in time in history, there are hardly a few hundred or a few thousand realized souls existing on the face of this planet. Out of the many realized souls who have walked on this planet is one Sri Dakshinamurthy, who is the sage who is being worshipped in this stotram. Adi Shankara is saying here that Sri Dakshinamurthy rolls out this universe out of his own free will, just as any juggler or yogi. A juggler is full of tricks, and the juggler's secret or modus operandi of all his stunts and tricks is known to him alone. The audience who is watching the juggler's show of tricks are kept spellbound by his tricks. They do not understand as to how a person can perform such marvelous acts with such ease. Similarly, a yogi or a realized soul like Sri Dakshinamurthy represents Brahman, and it is this Brahman who rolls out this universe of names and forms through its power called Maya. This power called Maya is inherent in Brahman and is inseparable from Brahman, just as sweetness is inseparable from sugar. This power called Maya makes the non-existent or unreal creation appear real and gross, although it is only a homogeneous mass of consciousness or light. All human beings have free will and discrimination, or viveka. This is what makes us human beings, and these two qualities of free will and viveka make us eligible to attain self-realization, which is the goal of human life and the goal of existence itself. The free will of we conditioned souls is limited, whereas the free will of the realized souls like Sri Dakshinamurthy, Adi Shankara, and other masters is much more and is used by them for far greater purposes like creation, maintenance, and annihilation of the creation, as also other administrative tasks of the creation. For example, Lord Krishna has stated in the Bhagavad Gita that this entire creation is created out of His own free will. It exists due to His free will and is destroyed and absorbed back into Him also according to His free will. The power to perform miracles and also to carry out these creative and administrative tasks is present with all the realized souls that this world has produced. More details about the nature of this creation or universe is given in the remaining part of this sloka. Adi Shankara is saying here that this universe remained unmanifest before creation as in a potential state. Lord Krishna has also stated in the Gita that the appearance and disappearance of this creation happens in cycles. In the Gita, it is stated that a day of Brahma lasts for 1000 Chaturyugas and a night of Brahma too lasts for 1000 Chaturyugas. One Chaturyuga consists of 4 yugas or periods of time called Satyuga, Tretayuga, Dwapayuga and Kalyuga. Satyuga lasts for 17,28,000 years and is also called the Golden Age, when Dharma is followed by almost all the human beings and there is peace, happiness and wisdom in human society, and there is hardly any adharma in human society. The next age or yuga is called Treta Yuga, which lasts for 12,96,000 years. During this time, dharma declines in the world and adharma starts to increase. More people abandon the rules of the Vedas and religion and start to take to irreligion. However, the decline of dharma in Treta Yuga is more than in Satyuga, but not too much. Then the next stage is called Dwapa Yuga, which lasts for 8,64,000 years. During this time, dharma declines even more and adharma increases much more too. Violence and wars increase and there is less peace and brotherhood among the humans in the world. The next stage or the last of the 4 ages is called Kalyuga, in which we are presently living. Kalyuga lasts for 4,32,000 years. During this period, almost the entire human population of the world is involved in irreligion or adharma. There is too much violence, wars, crimes, and disturbance in human society. Lesser people will worship gods and perform yajnas or sacrifices, and people will become more and more indifferent towards God, religion, and spirituality. There will be more atheists and disbelievers in God. Money and pleasures will take center stage in human society, and knowledge, renunciation and devotion will keep reducing and eventually become non-existent towards the end of Kali Yuga. More details on the 4 yugas I shall provide in another video. So the total time of these 4 yugas is 4,320,000 years. This constitutes one Chaturyuga. So now 1,000 such Chaturyugas constitutes one day of Brahma called Kalpa. That adds up to 4,320,000,000 years. Similarly, a night of Brahma also lasts for the same duration, that is 4,320,000,000 years. So a total day of Brahma, which includes both day and night, lasts for 8,640,000,000 years. That is 4.32 billion years of day and 4.32 billion years of night. As taught by Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, during the day of Brahma, the creation is manifest and there is activity and change all over the creation. The yugas come and go, The avatars of Vishnu come and go every time there is a decline in dharma on earth, and all the creative and administrative tasks of the creation go on. Just as for us, during our daytime, we tend to perform actions in the world. After a day of Brahma is over, the creation becomes unmanifest and goes back into its unmanifest state. In other words, when the night of Brahma comes, all the creatures go back into the unmanifest and remain in an unmanifest state for 4,320,000,000 years, or the duration of Brahma's night. Then again, when Brahma's night is over, the creatures re-emerge from the unmanifest state and the creation continues with all its activity in the next day of Brahma for another 4,320,000,000 years. So these cycles of creation and destruction keep happening with the coming of days and nights of Brahma. Each time Brahma's day comes, the creation emerges from the unmanifest. And each time the night comes, the creation is dissolved into the unmanifest. So here in this sloka, Adi Shankara is saying that the creation is unrolled by Sri Dakshinamurthy from its unmanifest state to its manifest state. Before this creation could appear at the day of Brahma, it remained in a potential or unmanifest state. This is similar to a tree which remains in an unmanifest state in the seed in the beginning and then emerges from that unmanifest state in the seed to become a plant and then a full-grown tree. So, this creation is being compared to a tree which remains in an unmanifest state in the seed in the beginning. Further, it is stated that this universe consists of endless variety. That is the experience of all creatures and is particularly clear to we human beings. There is endless variety of everything in the creation. It is said in Vedanta that limitless is knowledge and limitless is ignorance too. There is no beginning or end to the self or Brahman, and the Brahman or self that is limitless is knowledge. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That is, Brahman is truth, knowledge and infinity. But not only is knowledge limitless or infinite, but the diversity of this creation, which constitutes ignorance and is a manifestation of ignorance, is also infinite or limitless. Take any creation of God or man and we will find that there is endless variety in it. There are endless varieties of plants, trees, vegetables, fruits, animals, birds, rocks, mountains, oceans, metals, minerals, etc. Similarly, among the creations of man also there is much variety. There are many varieties of cars, bikes, aeroplanes, trains, smartphones, computers, clothes, jewelry, soaps, food items and whatnot. You name the category and there is variety in every category of the creation. Now I move on to the next part of this sloka, which says that this entire variety of things, beings and objects of the creation exists in the lap of time and space. If there were no space, there could be no object in the creation. That is clear to all of us. But another factor which helps in the creation of diversity or variety in the creation is time. Time creates things and beings, maintains them, and then annihilates them. Time is the factor which causes things, objects, and beings of this creation to constantly change from one form to another and also from one state to another within the existence of that particular form. Time causes change all over the creation. It is by the force of time that a child is conceived at a predetermined time. That child first comes out of his or her mother's womb as an infant and then becomes a child, a young boy or girl, a teenager, an adult, a middle-aged person, an old man or woman, and eventually that person has to die at the end. This is the law of creation which governs all the names and forms of the creation, be they living or non living, or animate or inanimate. Further, Adi Shankara is saying in this verse that these two forces or aspects of life called time and space are both products of Maya. Yes, believe it or not, time and space are finite products of Maya. They are not the ultimate force of creation. Brahman, or the self, or the infinite consciousness alone is infinite and real. Everything else is unreal, finite, or partiate, and a product of Maya. One may argue that time is infinite, as time never had a beginning or end. But the answer to that is no. Time is also a product of Maya. Let me explain how. In the deep sleep state, all creatures transcend time and space, although temporarily. Also, in Samadhi, yogis too go beyond time and space. However, their transcendence of time and space is Samadhi is with knowledge or awareness, whereas the transcendence of time and space by all other creatures during deep sleep is without awareness or knowledge. Hence, the only difference between sleep and Samadhi is that in sleep we unconsciously transcend time and space, whereas in Samadhi we consciously transcend time and space with full knowledge or awareness. I pray that all we sincere seekers should get the opportunity to experience this conscious transcendence of time and space at least once in our lives. In other words, may we all attain the bliss and knowledge of Samadhi sometime in the near future. For this, we need to keep putting efforts in practicing sadhana, seva, and satsang, and surrender ourselves to our Sadgurus and to God. Finally, Adi Shankara says, to him the divine teacher Sri Dakshinamurthy is this prostration. I have already commented in the previous video about prostration and its importance. The more we prostrate with devotional bhava of feeling to our Sadgurus and Ishtadevatas, the more we shall get the fuel of inspiration and strength to pursue the spiritual path until the very end of our lives. Prostrations to Sri Krishna, to Sri Shankaracharya, to Sri Dakshinamurthy, and to all the masters of Sanatan Dharma and other religions of the world. So friends, here ends my commentary on the second sloka of Dakshinamurthy Stotram. I shall be coming up with commentaries on the following slokas of this work in the days to come. So stay tuned to this channel, and if you like this commentary, then hit the like button. Also, kindly subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so that you may be updated about forthcoming videos uploaded to this channel. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day ahead. Hari Om.